What's going on, friends? Just giving you an update here. It's summertime. Today is warm, but tomorrow's going to be hot. Now, my mom and her husband live down in Phoenix, and she's like, "Oh, well, yeah, it gets hot down here, but it's a dry heat." No, I don't give a shit. When it's 110 degrees, it's hot. I don't care if you have humidity or not. I mean, yeah, if you're in, I don't know, just say Houston in July, it's going to be 110, 115 degrees. It will be high humidity and it's going to suck. But if you're in Phoenix, dry heat, it don't matter. It still sucks. I don't care what anybody says. So I'll take this any day. I think tomorrow it's going to be around 99. It's cool. I'm all right with that. What I'm not all right with is this piece of shit back here. I got to come out after work. Ever since we got back from vacation, everything's breaking. Just steady bullshit going on. I don't know. Leaking the pressure side on the pool plumbing, leaking the suction side on the pool plumbing, temp fix on that, planned on tearing the Jeep down. Yeah, it's supposed to be a lifter tick. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, because that's what it sounds like. Lifter tick, lifter tick. Okay, put lifters in. I don't know if you've watched any of the videos, but I put all the lifters in. Dad's like taking the lifters apart. Here's one. Oh, everything looks fine, and we push down on it, and it's not blown apart. Everything, all the lifters checked out. Yeah, but I already bought the lifters. I'll just put them in and put it back together and see what happens. I put it back together and hit the key and rat-a-tat-tat. Thank goodness I didn't put everything back together, just far enough to start it. I'm like, well, hell, here we go again. And I watched a few videos on YouTube, and the guy's like, yeah, I got opened up my oil pan. I thought it was lifters, and it wasn't. I opened up my oil pan, and look what I found. And sure enough, I found the same thing. These are pieces of a damn piston. The piston come apart. It's just real cheap. I can't break it, but you can cut it with a pair of cutters. It's just cheap junk piston. So I bought some new pistons and new rings. Now, a good side to this story, my machinist. So Brother Brian goes to build this engine and put it in his old truck. And I offered, hey, I got a block you can use, whatever. Yeah, so I gave him another block. Well, that was broke, just some junk shit that I had. And he got everything together, wheeled and dealed with Jim, that's our machinist. Got it all together and ordered some parts, of course, to build this thing. He gets it built and he's putting it in his truck. I don't know if I guess he left the spark plugs out when he put it in the truck or something. I don't know, but somehow a little bolt got down into one of the spark plug holes. And he gets it in his truck, and he fires it up, and it runs for about 3 seconds, and then all of a sudden, bam, and it quits. And then he found that. Oh, God. Well, Jim can fix it. Oh, yeah, I'll bore it and sleeve it, and it'll be fine. We can fix that. And I told Brian, well, I have another block here for my race car. You can take it. If it'll work, you can just transfer everything over. So he took it to Jim, and he says, oh, yeah, I traded Jim some labor for it. I'm like, that's my good block. I mean, I was, out of the kindness of my heart and everything, you just give it away. What the hell? Oh, well, you gave it to me. Okay. So I get ready to get the pistons put on this. I got the rods, and I take it to my machinist, and he presses the rods out, the wrist pins out, and heats the rods up and puts the new wrist pins in. I could do it, but that's just what he does. So I figured, yeah, I'll take it to Jim. Hell, he didn't charge me anything anyway. Oh, you do me favors too, so it's fine. Cool. He says, I got your block here. I figured you might want it back. And I said, oh, hell yes, I want it back, Jim. He says, okay, well, when you come by, just go ahead and grab your block. I was like, oh, what a blessing. I kind of thought initially, man, that's not in Jim's character to take that block and trade for labor and then Brian told me how much it was going to cost. It was like $200 and some. And I was like, no, that's not the block plus the labor. And he ain't going to give me $200 a block. He'll give me like $400 a block, but no, that don't sound right. So anyway, yeah, he calls me back. He's like, yeah, I got your block here. You just come pick it up whenever. I was like, oh, thank gosh. So I got my block back. But that was a mess. But we got the new pistons in, and everything's back together. I'm just having a hell of a time with the exhaust. I put some studs on the manifolds. It's a pain if you haven't watched any of the videos. It's a total pain. And get everything back together, and the flanges don't fit onto the bolts. I got to get up in there with a torch and blow some material out, and then let it cool down, and then go out here and work on this damn Studebaker, which is a whole nother ball game. Somebody tore into it, and they pulled the cam gear off and didn't put a thrust plate behind it. So the camshaft shoved its way into the motor a little bit, and it doesn't hurt anything, but the fuel pump runs off of a lobe on the camshaft, and it'll sit there and whappity whap like that. Well, when you shove the camshaft back, it no longer makes contact with the fuel pump, and without fuel, the car will not run. So there's that conundrum. And Sherry's mowing the other day. The back end of the mower, she's got a bagger, and our yard's so bumpy. She goes bouncing down the damn deal and dumps the grass down in the hole down there, and then comes back up empty. But all that bouncing going down full, the frame tears on the back side of the mower behind the seat. It tears the frame of the mower a little bit. I've welded it up, I don't know, twice now, and I just got this big giant thick plate of steel and put the whole thing on there and welded it and wrapped it around the side. Other than building her a whole new frame for the mower, I don't know what I'm going to do if it tears again. It's just a hell of a conundrum. The whole month of May was just a hot mess. My buddy lost his mom, and he's like freaking out. I mean, not freaking out, but his brother died 10 years ago of an aneurysm. So it's just him taking care of all the admin shit, and trying to keep his dad's mind occupied. Hell, they were married for 65 years. So it's a hell of a mess. So I'm taking him over to a place, off-road place there next week, I think. The 3rd of July. We're camping for the weekend. Sherry's dad's got melanoma. It's down under the skin, subdermal, I guess what they call it. And it's down into here, and it's not jacking him up, but, we're all on borrowed time. Hell, he's 85 years old, so what the hell ever. So we have to dedicate, like, every possible weekend to go camping with them. And he doesn't want to pull very far, so we're, like, pulling the camper from our house to Salina, Kansas, or Abilene, which is 3 hours, so we have been running nonstop. And last weekend I had the veterans deal. That was a good time, though. I mean, you get to go out and decompress. It's kind of cool. And of course, the guy that has the property that hosts us, he built the facility and everything. He's got he kept saying he had muskrats in his pond. I trapped out his raccoons, and he doesn't have a problem with raccoons anymore. But he's like, I got muskrats. I said, there's no sign of any muskrats around this pond. Well, cousin and Eric and I were on the boat there last month at retreat, and we saw a beaver. He's got a little island with trees on it, and that stupid beaver's going in there and cutting down all the saplings for food, and basically going to end up destroying his little island. So I had to eradicate him. I think I got him. I don't know, but his skid loader shot shit on him, so I'm having to do this. It's a wiring issue. I can't keep up. So I'm gonna have a drink. This is a Stillhouse Apple Crisp with some Sprite Zero. A little bit of a refreshing drink today. Because I'm pooped. Well, I'm not pooped. It's just, I don't know. There's a lot of weight. There's a lot of weight up here. But either way, I'm just going to keep chugging on. It's like when you're just standing there enjoying life, and God throws a handful of flaming chainsaws in the air, and you have to juggle the flaming chainsaws. That's the only thing you can do. And you got to make it look good while you're doing it. So I'm trying to make all this look good. It's a wreck. I have lost more tools just working on this stupid Jeep than I can keep up with. I'm sure I'll find them when I get stuff off my shelves and my tables and do an inventory. I'll get them back in the box. But my goodness, it's been a crazy mess. Of course, I'm going out here and messing with the Studebaker too. Is when I was like, when you get up in there on the exhaust and you start blowing material off of the flanges, so that you can, try to fit it up into the bolts. You have to let that cool down. So while it's cooling, you go out here and do a little bit of work on the Subaru. Then you come back over and you do a little work on this. And there's more material here. I got to notch that out and get that done. Go back out. It's back and forth. And then Dad finally shows up. Oh, I don't feel like doing much today. Well, we got to do something because this car cannot sit outside my shop for the next 6 months. My wife will have my ass. So anyway, I'm trying to push him on that. It's just a lot of everything. Sorry to vent. Good gravy. Cut me some slack, Lord. Just a little break. Anyway, yeah. Hopefully today or tomorrow I can have Sherry's Jeep down off the rack and we can just hit the key and it'll be nice and quiet and run like it's supposed to. I was very happy though. I tore the engine apart. Everything just looks beautiful. It looks like it's only got 20,000 miles on it, and I don't know. I think it's got 100, but good little Jeep. As long as she's happy with it. Well, right now she's not happy with it because she can't drive it. This off-road park, it's right down the road. We went down there. I drug her ass down there on opening day, me and Russ and Mary and Sherry. So it was like Mary and Sherry in the Jeep and Russ and I in the Subaru. And, we're getting to where we're feeling no pain. We're driving through the woods. It was opening day. Well, it wasn't opening day, but it was a grand opening kind of weekend, So we go in there and there's a lot of people around. So we're driving through the woods down this little trail and there's all of a sudden it's straight up, I was like, hang on, Russ. And I dropped it in low and mashed on the gas and we get up to the top of the hill and park the Subaru. And we get out and Sherry and Mary's in the Jeep and Sherry's like, we're like, hammer it, hammer it, hammer it. Well, I swear she only gave it like half throttle. She got 3/4 way up the hill and the tire started to spin and she slammed on the brakes and I was like, no. Well, she's backing up and she like hit a rock and dented her back bumper, which is a hollow tube bumper. So she hit it pretty damn hard. But, it doesn't mess it up. It didn't even bend it. It bent the surface of it, but the bumper is still straight when you look at it. And then she hooked onto like a tree stump with the tailpipe and wrapped the tailpipe down underneath of the Jeep. So I just had her just roll on down the hill. We've got the Subaru down there, and we got out the straps, and we straightened the muffler and the tailpipe and everything out. And she's like, I'm never again. Not doing that ever again. I took my Jeep out there once, and I broke it. I'm like, oh, my gosh. What kind of drama is that? But since Russ is trying to deal with all this, once you deal with the loss, initially you want to start grieving, but then there's all this admin shit that goes in, all the paperwork you got to do and the bullshit. You don't have time to grieve. So I know it's an awkward coping mechanism, but we're gonna load up the Subaru onto the rollback and go over to the off-road park and just enjoy a day or two. They've got like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So it's like 7 days. Six days. I think it's 6 days. But they're letting you just $50 entry fee and you're there the whole weekend, pays for all of it. And I was like, that's great. Eric and I went on Memorial Day weekend, was it? it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday for $50, which is 4 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Well, it is 5 days for $50. That's $10 a day. This is less than $10 a day. Now, I'm not going to say it's a shitty part because we've got to go, but we're going to go to Abilene for the weekend. But like Thursday after work and then Friday. Well, no, not Friday, because as soon as I get home from work Friday, we got to roll out. Thursday and then Sunday, maybe Sunday evening, for sure, like Monday and Tuesday. So I get to take him over there, and we just get to kind of chill out and relax and drive around through the creeks and woods and everything else. But no, I'm not going to work on this. Hopefully I'm going to have it done. I think today is Tuesday. So Thursday I am paying for the passes, and then Friday we roll out to go camping. So it's going to be a wild one. It's just been a whirlwind. I hope your spring/summer is going a lot better than mine. I'm just watching everything fall apart around me, and I try to multitask. But only about 2% of the human population can truly multitask. I am not one of them. But yeah, we'll get it done. We'll get it done. We just don't worry. We persevere. We persevere. That's what we do. I hope if you find yourself in a challenging situation, you can do the same. I've always believed stress is all up here, and it's not. It's not true. You can't choke that shit down. And using something like this as a coping mechanism, not healthy. Don't do that. I mean, this is not a coping mechanism for me. This is like the first drink I've had in, who knows, 2 weeks. I don't know. But something light, something refreshing. But find a way to try to relax when you have downtime and have a great summer. Don't get too warm. Try to stay in the AC. If you have AC, some folks don't. I don't know. We're not going to have any AC in the Subaru. I don't have the compressor on yet, and it's a hot mess. But we're going to have a good time. You have a good time as well, and just stay cool this summer. Okay? Bye.